Welcome to Landria Anka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears to live the beautiful, awesome life that exists right now for you if you choose it. I want to talk in this video about the predictions for 2017 and 2018. I'm going to give you my prediction right now. And I think I'm just as accurate as anybody else out there. And I'll tell you why. If you have ever read the predictions of Nostradamus or Edgar Cayce or any other really very profound channelers or, I don't know, I guess psychics of on some level, intuitives, you know that they have been extremely accurate on some things and some things that never happened at all. So traditionally, people have said, well, they're just wrong, you know, and why are they so accurate about this thing? And then it gives them credibility. They obviously have skills. And then why do some things not come to pass? Well, I'm going to explain that. But I want to just start this off by saying that I'm shooting this video because I do not watch any of that stuff. I do not read predictions. I do not follow anybody who predicts things. And I just happened to see somebody who's a channeler who has quite a big name, and they made some kind of a warning for 2017 August, which this is when I'm shooting this video. So I put it on out of curiosity because I know a lot of you are watching these things, so I will stay up on certain things that I think are going to expand my consciousness. But I generally stay away from that stuff, that and the conspiracy theories and anything negative. Well, within 2 minutes, this person was really saying a lot of negative things. And most of it appeared to be a personal opinion about things. Such as, oh, we have some rowdy neighbors. Such predictions as like, you know, that we have to be aware of the bad things that are going to happen in August. And then they proceeded to call parents ignorant for letting their kids rack up $40,000, $50,000 bills for going to college. And I mean, using some very negative words toward people who were living a certain type of life. And having quite an opinion, including about Facebook was making some really negative statements about that. And I shut it down. I didn't even want to hear anything else. I thought maybe I'd get some like kind of interesting feedback about maybe the energy fields, that because a lot of that has to do with the energy fields are creating, you know, certain opportunities and certain type of, you know, we're affected by energy, we're electrical, right? So we're connected to that. It might create some like anxiousness and feelings like that. And I always tell you, you're connecting into that. That is, everything is energy, everything is alive, everything is intelligent. And whatever everything else is going through does affect us. So sometimes we can feel certain things that aren't really totally our feelings. We're picking up on maybe the planetary shifts and the sun and solar flares and other things that are happening. Certainly we know when the tides are up or down, it affects us because we are primarily water. So I want to share something with you because I'm going to make a prediction right now. I think August is going to be one of your absolutely best months, and 2017 is just going to keep getting better and better. I think 2018 is going to be a freaking off-the-charts phenomenal year that's going to be just the beginning of an entire planetary shift to a higher dimension. I think that you're going to see more peace, more abundance, more coming together of races and religions, and everything that we have been against or separated is going to start working together. And that I think that people are going to start to use the government, traditional governments, as a reason why we should pull together and create the world we want to. And we're starting to do that, and it's going to be more prevalent. We're going to create our own schools that are more geared for kids really being creative and, really in touch with the quantum field, and learning respect for this planet and one another versus sitting in a chair all day just hearing really a lot of stuff spewed out that's really not accurate. This stuff keeps changing, right? I predict that you are going to see in your lifetime many, many things that you desire right now coming into your reality, that you're going to start breaking past your fear, and you're going to start changing all of the habits that you have had up until this point that have really limited you. I believe that you are going to start to change your thinking about everything, and you're going to come to the realization that everything that we have been doing up to this point in time, that, let's say, history that we're aware of, the one we are aware of, not the one that we're not aware of, like Atlantis and things like that. I think that that whole history that we're aware of, we're going to recognize and are recognizing that none of it's real, that it's false. It's all based on a material world and control and power that has been part of our density and served its purpose at that time, and that now we're done with it, and that we're going to realize that we are absolutely the total opposite of everything we thought. We are not just this material world, we're much greater. We're going to realize that material things aren't happiness, but abundance is going to flow because we're no longer connected to it. We're connected to our true selves, which is the limitless power of the One. We're going to start feeling joyful, and that is going to spread like wildfire because the collective consciousness is one thing. And when everybody starts to raise their frequency, everybody else will be affected. Of course, will be inspired to raise theirs also. I predict that everybody's going to start to go into the higher dimensions, and then those are going to pretty much not be a part of this world anymore, and we're going to bless them, and they can live in a third density world somewhere, some other reality that's not going to be yours. Why am I saying all this? The reason why Nostradamus and Edgar Cayce and other very great, seers' predictions haven't come true is because those calamities were part of our collective consciousness choosing something different. So if I used to have some pretty phenomenal dreams of the future. A lot of them included a lot of things that Edgar Cayce predicted, and that was floods. I used to dream a lot about floods in major cities and all kinds of things like that. I don't have those dreams anymore. You have control over your future. Shut down those channelers who go into some little thing that, and by the way, I'm not making fun right now, but they go into the thing and they go, "Hello, dears," or whatever it is they say, and then this garbage comes out of their mouth that's really negative. You shut it down just because they're speaking from some other place, if that's even them. Most of what I heard sounded like that person's ego talking, and that there was some negative energies in there. There was definitely some negativity in there. In fact, almost everything that came out of this person's mouth was very negative. If you tune into channels like Bashar, who is, in my opinion, phenomenal, Daryl Anka channels Bashar. There's not a lot of his stuff on the YouTube anymore, but you can go on his site, and that man is channeling something that is so beautiful and positive, and everything that comes out of his mouth is positive, and he answers questions that are extremely complex, that he just seems to know stuff that is very, very impressive. And whether it's true or not, I love what he says, and he contributes to the collective consciousness in a very positive way, no matter what that entity he's channeling. He's not always 100% sure. But all I know is he's contributing some very, very positive things. And at no point does he ever point figures at political figures as being evil or something that we need to fight, he always puts the finger back to ourselves, that we are in control of our futures, and that all those things, those old traditional things in place, even our education system, are all in our face kind of traditional ways of doing things that we can now look at and say they don't serve us anymore. We don't want what the politicians want. We have to speak up and do something. We don't have to fight or battle anything. We can take control of our own lives and create our own world. We can open up our own schools. We can all have community teaching. That's why people are teaching in their homes, and that's allowed. You can do that. What if you get groups of kids and you have a new way of teaching? That's been happening a lot. What if community groups get together and do meditation sessions and have discussions about positive ways that they can change their community? What if we just started taking control of our lives, because there is a future that I just predicted that exists and is going to happen, and you get to choose if you're going to participate in what I just predicted, because that is how things work. There's no rotten thing that you hear that you have to experience at all. And yes, there will be energy shifts. There's a reason for that too, because other things are happening around us energetically that are shifting. What it does, it creates some intensity. So it actually creates an opportunity for those seeking higher realities, higher frequencies. So some things may be very intense, but if you are on a higher frequency and you're seeking it, you're meditating, and you're focused on that, you're actually going to be elevated by that intense energy. Other people will experience more anxiety and things because that's what they're focusing on. So my point here is that you're getting to choose how those frequencies, how planets line up, how black holes and solar flares and all that stuff, all the energy that's affecting this earth, you get to choose how you're going to use it. And you can use it positively, or you can tell yourself some other story and create something negatively, and you're doing that. You're creating it. Right? Why do some people say cancer is the most awesome thing that ever happened to them, and it enlightened them, it changed their lives, and then they've come through it and become a completely different person and would not have unless they had that illness? Everything is an opportunity, right? If you see it that way, and you can use it to accelerate who and what you are. End of story. That's just how it works. Are you going to participate in the future I predicted? It's the one I'm living in. And every time I get this, twinge of something, or, anxiety or dread that I don't know where it's coming from, I realize there's some shifts going on out there, and I just recognize it and I observe it. I don't react to it. So every once in a while somebody will say something to me, well, you feel this or that. And I say, no, I actually don't. I am actually not feeling those things anymore. I experience things, but I don't really feel the anxiety and all the things that have controlled me in the past. It's been a long time, but they start to fade more and more. They lose their power because you realize they just don't serve you, and they just have no use in this world anymore. None of it does. You can predict your own future. Why don't you sit down and do it right now? Why don't you use the one that I gave you, and you can add anything you want to that, subtract, whatever it is. What's that future? I told you the other day I was walking around and it was like somebody flipped a switch and everybody was like super happy. And it's August, the bad month, supposedly, I guess. I don't know. That was one person saying that. And like I said, I think they were coming from a very negative place. The ego. I do not think that that was a divine prediction of any kind. And again, a prediction is changeable. Anytime somebody gives you a prediction, I look at it this way. It's like a psychic told me once. She said, there's nothing I tell you that can't be changed. She said, so if I tell you something good, you have to do it. You can't just sit on the couch and expect that book to be written and be a movie, right? That was something she predicted too. And also, if there's something negative that they can warn you about, that's all I use those type of that information for. If I were to get information like that, I would use it as ways to like put myself in a better position so that that negative thing didn't happen. Like be cautious, you know, for accidents, might be more prone 1 month because of the energy of the planet. So then I would just pay more attention to make sure it doesn't happen. If you get a good prediction, make sure it does happen. You have to take the action and say, I'm going to live that life. I've got to take the action to create that. You get to choose all this. You do. You really do. It's science. It's science. They can change the results of experiments through their focus and what they believe that result will be. Quantum physics. So, I'm going to do one right after this that is really everything that we have to come to terms with as human beings. All right, first of all, today, did you send light and love and peace throughout the planet? Did you send that light and envelop this earth in everything that's beautiful? Send your love out, because that's you you're sending it to. You and everything else, because that's you. I'm you. You're me. We're all everything, all right? We're sharing this energy. We are it. Let's express ourselves. The beautiful gift that we were given is to express ourselves independently. We can have a lot of fun with that. So let's use it. Now, the second thing is, did you say your mantra? Oh, you know what? I'm going to start doing a little bit more of the Master Key System. I think I'll shoot a couple of those today. I haven't done that in a while. I think I stopped at lesson 9. And in there is a mantra that healed somebody, and that mantra not only saved their life, but they were crippled and became a perfectly healthy person and lived a long life. And they also used the mantra for other people. And if you don't know it, here it is. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am powerful. I am loving. I am harmonious. I am happy. I almost forgot the loving part. That's very important. And then I add a thank you for gratitude that those things exist right now. I thank the universe, the source, the one, the beautiful, beautiful perfection and ultimate love that doesn't even close to describe what you are. I thank that source of which we are for everything that I know exists right now that I desire, that it exists. So I thank the one. Thank you for my abundance. Thank you for the opportunities that I have right now, that I just am going to be so excited and I get to choose. Thank you for the passion in my life, the beautiful people in my life. Thank you for my beautiful health and all of the gifts that I have that I can share with other people. Thank you for all of the bills being paid, all of my bills being paid, and me always having abundance whenever I need it. Thank you for that, because that exists right now. So thank the universe for whatever it is you see in your real world, that you don't see, that does exist, that will show up. Thank the universe and let the universe know that you know it's already here, and then it will show up in your life. But most of all, choose awakening. That encompasses everything. All right? Sending you light, love, abundance, peace, joy, health, wealth, and everything that you desire in this lifetime and more. Namaste.